Really, the issue of career is not cast in concrete. It usually gives some people some sort of, raise in their blood pressure when we're talking about choosing the right career. No, it's not supposed to. Actually, you have a leverage because you see, the life of a man is calibrated in time, and the times of a man are calibrated in seasons. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have the leverage of transiting from one career to another in the entire expanse of your lifetime.
Give me examples.
For instance, maybe by the end of this World Cup, I'm not very, very conversant with the analysis. Maybe by the end of this World Cup, Lionel Messi may never come back for another World Cup. Maybe this will be his last World Cup. So notice that he has pursued a career in football for a period of time, after which he retires, and then he has to go pursue something in life. But when he bows out the stage as a world-acclaimed footballer, it doesn't mean that is the end of his life. It doesn't mean he doesn't do anything anymore. Just sit, cross his legs, and say, well, football is over. What else do we do? Just sleep, wake up, eat, sleep, wake up. No, he's not going to do that. I mean, he should be somewhere around his 30s, maybe mid-30s, going to 40. He might still have another 50 years to live, as a matter of fact. What's he going to do with that 50 years?
Sure.
So it means that he has to now translate from a professional footballer to something else.
Probably a coach,
or an analyst, something.
An analyst, a sports entrepreneur.
Exactly. Sometimes some people even transit from an industry and move into another industry entirely.
Wow.
Yes. So you can transit from one career to another within the same industry. You can also transit from one industry to another industry entirely. Given the particular phase or season in life that you find yourself, this is where the problem begins. For many of us in this part of the world, we didn't start early to pursue, yes, the career set. Because see, if God didn't have any intention for us to have for us to have a career set, there will be no need for skill set and talent set, gift set.
Okay.
Just give you one gift, one talent. We'll work on them. You use all the energy to work on them, all right? And then pursue a career in that line, and then that is the end of life. But God knew that because your life is calibrated in times and your times are calibrated in seasons, you will need to move from one career to another, maybe 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how active the individual is, how privileged and exposed the individual is in his lifetime. All right. So because of that, he put talents, not talent, singular. He put gifts, not gifts, singular. All right. So that by those we can actually work our way into different things at different points in time in life. But whilst we were growing up, we didn't have opportunities to live out these things, to exercise these gifts and these talents until we became adults. So guess what? This is part of the dilemma of multi-talented people. Yes. So now talents are crying, jumping all over the place, looking for ways to find expression, boxing here and there, and the fellow is confused. I can sing, I can draw, I can act, I also love computers. I'm also passionate about children. So the fellow doesn't know which one to focus on. What the fellow didn't realize is that some of these things should have found expression some time past in his or her life. So
but it
never did. That's why now there is traffic. All right, there's a traffic jam.
Okay.
Causing a major distraction from what the individual is supposed to be paying attention to at that particular point in time in life.
There are quite a number of people who have that dilemma. I don't know if they actually have that dilemma because I think they have passion for certain areas and not necessarily the talent
for it.
Yes, because I meet a lot of people who tell me I have passion for this, that. But then what they're trying to do is, which one do I now acquire the skill for? Okay, so assuming that there is someone listening to us who has this dilemma, there's so many of them listening. Actually.
Yes.
So how do you then narrow? I get that a lot. It's one of those things I have to do a lot of times when I counsel young people. So how do you narrow it down? How are you able to say, you know what, I want to do this, but this is where I think I will probably excel. Most.
But I like the twist that the conversation just took now, because this is the crux of the matter. If you miss me here, you've missed me this entire conversation. This is the nucleus. Okay. If you're going to understand this conversation today. So let's start with the fact that many people are not even thinking in that line that you're talking about now.
Oh,
they are not. Oh no, they are not.
Okay.
They are burdened with the cares of life. All they care about,
the job that'll give me money.
exactly, is go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and get a good pay. That's all they care about. They don't sit down to think about okay, gift set, talent set, passion, which one will I excel in? What are you talking about? Is which one will I make more money? That's what matters. That's how a lot of people are thinking. There is a subtle pressure, preconditioning going on in society, it's in the atmosphere, it's in the environment that tends to program people like that. It usually is predominant in poverty-stricken environments and countries, all right, like us. Yeah, sorry, I didn't say it. I'm just quoting what people have said.
So what if you say it?
After what they said, after we're told last week that Nigeria has overtaken India as the nation with the poorest people on the face of the planet.
Wow.
Yes. So usually I'm trying to say that it's in such environment you see this kind of thing very, very predominant. People are a lot more, pressured to just survive. Just to survive. Anything we can do just to keep body and soul together. That's what occupies their minds a lot more than the drive to succeed, to excel, to attain greatness. Okay. Yes. So I needed to establish that fact. That said, I'm meaning to call you from that place where I just described now to a higher ground where even though you are fraught with all kinds of challenges and negativities, your mind is your greatest instrument in that regard. You need to consciously begin to tell yourself, I'm not here just to survive. The people who thrive, they have one head like I do. And there are people who have come from worse conditions than I am today, and over time they found their way and they excelled. I actually want to be like one of those people. You see, you need to begin to think in this light. Okay, that way you have made your transition from this other mindset to this other mindset, where you're beginning to be concerned not just about what you will eat, drink, where you will live, or what you will drive, or what you will wear. You're now bothered about what legacy you will leave behind, what people will remember you for when you're no longer here, how many lives will be impacted by the things that you do, how society will get better, how humanity will be more blessed. I think because
that's like
you
the
can.
Highest order.
Yes.
A lot of us haven't even gotten to that
place. And that reminds me of Abraham Maslow's pyramid. How do they call it now? It's the human needs or something. Yes. So you can Google that. All right. For want of time, I may not be able to break that down. Okay. So when you are thinking about it now, you want to begin to wonder. It's important that you realize that there is a question that arises: that what underscores the right career?
Good.
What's the bar of measurement of the right career? You see, because the right career for you, of course, is not the right career for me. Absolutely. There is one simple factor, all right, that helps underscore the answer to that question, and that is purpose. The right career is measured against the bar of purpose. What is purpose? Why we are here? Simple. Nobody came here by accident. Even the ones that were conceived when they weren't planning for them to be conceived. Even to those who were conceived as a result of a rape that took place somewhere. Every single human being on the face of the earth has the capacity to accomplish an assignment, and that assignment is not an afterthought. That person didn't come here and God started thinking, what do we do with this individual? Where do we send him? No, that was already predetermined. In fact, you are here because of what had already been predetermined. You were here because of a problem that needed to be solved, and God thought that it's you of the over 1 million sperm cells that jumped out on that fateful day or night. Yeah, you were the one that had the right specs that could fit as a solution to those problem set. That's why you have the kind of gift set that you have. That's why you have the kind of talent set that you have. That's why you have the kind of passion that you have. So how do we make a connection between the gifts, the talent, and the passion? I've come to your question now. So I have passion for this, but I don't have the talent. I don't have the gift. All right? That's a passion you need to keep in the shelf for now. Yes. You see, part of how we get directed to purpose is to find that passion that is in alignment with our gift set and our talent set and even our personality. Yes. You see, God is not the author of confusion. And God is a simple God. He's a God of simplicity. He's made life very, very simple. So more often than not, when we talk about purpose, people tend to switch off because a lot of conversations around purpose can be complex and confusing.
Yeah.
But the thing is simple. Like I've come to understand, it's simple, really. It's simple. I'm sorry. I need to apologize, all right, on behalf of a lot of preachers, okay, because they haven't helped matters in this matter. Okay, but see, I just take it as simply as I just explained it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Somebody walks up to me and says, Clara, I have the passion for the media. I want to be on radio. I want to be on TV. I want to make a difference. But I don't really think I have a good voice for it. And I don't speak. I don't like talking very much. But I have a huge passion for it.
That passion needs to be x-rayed. You see, some people wish some things and they mistake wishes for passion.
Che, you're being as blunt as
yes,
I
it's
can't
true.
imagine.
See, I know what I'm saying because, see, as I move from campus to campus to speak to undergraduates, I keep seeing these things. They come alive, all right? You see real human beings because some people are fake. You see real human beings come to explain their situations to you. So it reinforces the thoughts, the line of thought you already have about how these things exactly are. If you say you have a strong passion for broadcast, okay, but you don't have a voice and you don't really like talking, you need to check yourself. That thing you're calling passion may just be a desire. You just look at the thing, all right? You admire it, you like it. Doesn't mean you're passionate about it. I've seen many people say they were passionate about something and when they got into the thing, they could not last. They could not stay. So that is the thing with passion. Passion is what gives you stability. Yes. Passion is put there because according to the law of life, a man must sit on a thing for him to be great, for him to become exceptional, for him to excel in a thing. He has to have sat on it for a long period of time. Malcolm Gladwell talks about the law of 10,000 hours, the 10,000 hour law, where he says for somebody to become a genius or an authority in a thing, he must have practiced that thing for 10,000 hours.
Ooh.
Yes, Malcolm Gladwell said that.
Practice this for 10,000
10,000 hours.
Go and do the math. Go and do the math.
I'm sure you have crossed your 10,000 hour line.
Okay, I'm going to do my math anyway. But here's another thing that also people face. Two-pronged question. Question number one on this. People, because they are so misdirected from day zero, they find themselves in probably never attaining any definitive skill set for any career. Example, you graduate. The first stall you take in sobo marketing, email marketing. The only when you get sobo, as in like after 2 years, 2
years even plenty.
Can you excuse after 2 years? You say, hey, no, one of your friends, I say, piano no biakaije Lagos, IT, but the next best thing. Biakaije me IT, no it's only Lagos or wherever it is. And when maybe IT. Or that batacha of it's or worker. It went for an interview for banking. That's where the money is. Ebanye banking. You do banking. You clock 30 years. Achobalo, just to see everybody. And then you see fashion and design, makeup. That is, everybody's doing good with makeup. Like my friend would say, do the makeup. Hey, Gadiria, you're 32. It's time to marry. No career, no nothing. And then here you are. No, but really, that's the life story for a lot of people. And here you are at 35. You're now learning to make dresses because fashion is the next thing. So for the past 10, 15 years, you've not gotten a definitive skill set. How in the world do you have a career? You've just been trying to feed us to survive, yeah? It's funny to you, but that's
honestly,
a lot of people's
that
life
analogy
story.
Is just amazing.
But that's people's life story.
And that's the story of a lot of people. This is how a lot of people actually die, careerless.
Yeah, you've had your hands everywhere, but you don't have a definitive skill that would say this is, because here's how bad it is. Okay, let's say at 35, you've been in like 7 different fields, and then someone says to you, okay, I would like you to get involved in this. What's your job experience in this field? The last thing, well, you have been 25 to 27. What happened between 27 and 35?
You were busy doing other things.
How do you explain to an employer that you are relevant today?
No, of course you're not. That's what it means.
So many different things happening for you, but you don't have one thing.
They don't add up.
They don't add up.
Yes.
So even if you want to start a business, where big does the business from?
See, you just raised a very serious problem. You just shook some people's tables and tumblers and bottles are dropping on the floor. See, the truth is that we cannot in one edition of this program,
don't worry, we'll have others,
exhaust this topic, right, that we're dealing with right now. In fact, for some people, what you need is a career guidance consulting session. You understand?
Okay.
Yes, that's what a lot of people actually do need that. You see, because people have peculiar situations. People have very serious peculiar situations. Okay, so if you're like that, all right, seek a career guidance counselor, right, to talk with. I hope he knows enough to be able to guide you properly on exactly what to do, so that a lot of the mistakes, we have plenty of them in this part of the world.
Where do you find them, please?
Honestly, I know myself. I don't know many. I don't know many other career guys.
Because as you're giving us the solutions, where can we find the solutions available? Because that looks very theoretical. Find a career.
Let me give somebody a business idea. Career guidance and counseling, as common as it sounds, is one of the untapped fields in this part of the world, and it's a gold mine. Yes, I know that many of our schools have relegated that thing to the background. They don't even talk about it. But in their structure, in their curriculum, they have it. There's something called career guidance counseling office. All right, in virtually every secondary school you can't think of, but it is there. It doesn't function. Okay, like I said, a few private schools have it. Some other private schools don't, even though it's in their structure. So as a result, these mistakes accrue until we become full-blown adults. However, I would need to, because I see that our time is already almost up, I will need to drop some few thoughts that should pass as solution to some of these things. So I had a line of thought where I was saying that for one to excel in a thing, it is required that the person must have been on it for a long time. As a result, it's important that we start early. But in the event that we don't, we have to now make up our minds. Okay, you see, there are some career we would have gone into, we didn't go into. We should learn to let it go.
Okay.
And think in terms of the career that we should go into at this particular season in our lives, that will now help facilitate the other next career that we may need to go into in the next season of life.
Translation.
Okay. For instance, you know that I am a human resource consultant, for instance. I was not this 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yes. I was a regular employee. Working in organizations. Now that was one phase of my life as a career person. Okay. So I worked for some years in the hotel industry. I worked in 2 different hotels for about a span of 5 years. Yes. Before I went into research, I worked for a research organization. I'm just giving an example of this kind of CV. I worked for a research organization with domicile in Cyprus, but they have a branch in Nigeria. All right. So where we did some research before Herbal, I don't want to call the name of a brand, something Herbal, toothpaste came out. I knew it was we knew it was going to happen because we participated in people that did the research to get people's feedback. Yes, as to so for the company to know whether this thing will sell if they brought it on board, and then the information we gathered showed them that people will buy this product if they had it on board. The same thing with Midnight Call.
Okay.
Yes, I knew about Midnight Call before it came. So I told people that you're going to make calls for free at midnight. They didn't believe me.
So these were the kinds of research.
Yes, research. Yes. So I left all that, and then it was when I discovered that I have a passion for human capacity development. Then I veered into human resource, and I have stayed there. In fact, I realized that this one I would do it for life. That's another way that a career path that you want to settle for.
Something you can do for the rest of your life.
Yes, you think about it. 20 years away from now, will I still be doing this? Will I be happy doing this? Don't worry about how much to pay first. Don't worry about that. Yes, just think for a while. 20 years away from now, if this is what I am doing, okay, will I be able to do this for the governor? Will I be able to do this for the president? Will I be able to do this abroad and be fine and be happy?
All right. I want to ask this question. Our phone lines are open, so you can ask us your questions while we're at it. 0902 0020 925 and 0809 888 925. Go ahead and ask Francis your questions. Is there a time where your passion merges with your ability to make money? I know theoretically we know all the Mark Zuckerbergs and the rest, blah blah blah. I've been in the industry for 12 years, and I know a lot of people who've been in the industry for 25 years, and they they haven't had the kind of exposure I've had. And when I say exposure, it's funny because I'm in Enugu, which kind of exposure I forget. But I have had some level of exposure which a lot of people haven't even had, you know, in years. And I'm able to see a certain kind of, I won't call it money, but some kind of advantages, leverages that a lot of people...
Successes.
Yes. Okay, that some people who've been around have not, you know, experienced. But I still feel like there's so much more as nega batawabe, as in, but I love this job. It's something I would do 20, 30 years from now, and it's something I do happily, even if, you know, I'm not making anything out of it. At what point do I now start making money off this my passion? You know, because that's the general question.
Yes.
At what point does passion and money? Okay. Because Francis, you can't pretend. we want the trips and Saint-Tropez and private jets. So, does it ever happen?
Yes, of course it does. It does at different points in time in people's lives. And again, don't forget this. No, I started with talking about purpose. Gloria, if I sent you to Night Mile, how much do you think I should give you for transportation?
1 million. I don't know.
No, Night Mile. Like, how much do you think I should give you? Okay, good. If I sent you to Onitsha, how much do you think I should give you?
Like 5,000.
If I sent you to Lagos, how much?
Flights to and fro 50k plus.
Okay, so Los Angeles, America, how much?
Oh, that has got to be about 2 million naira.
So how much I give you
will be nice.
So how much I give you depends on where I'm sending you, right?
Yes.
Good. Understand that in life, we may not all be millionaires, but we may end up spending millions in our lifetime. I say it again. In life, we may not all end up millionaires as much as we are going to end up spending millions in our lifetime.
Okay.
So, the acquisition or amassing of wealth is not the bar of measurement for purpose. Some people died, you know, not rich in the way we describe rich. Let me give you an instance. Mother Teresa was never a millionaire in her lifetime. In her entire lifetime, she didn't count a million. So that is how the report puts it together in one. Even though she spent millions in her lifetime feeding the poor.
Yeah.
But did you know that Mother Teresa ended up becoming extremely rich in her death?
Yeah. True.
As I call the name now, many people know the person I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But you were never there.
Yeah.
She never stepped foot on Nigeria.
Yeah.
I wonder if she ever stepped foot on African soil.
Yeah.
But her name has reverberated across geographical boundaries
and generations
and generational boundaries to us today. And whenever that name is mentioned, people doff their hearts.
It's even an expression.
And it's even an expression. All right. But in her lifetime, she didn't have money, rich, like the way we describe people being rich. You understand that? That's how I want to explain that part. The idea is not necessarily to amass wealth. See, there are people who, according to their purpose and destiny, their job is to amass plenty of wealth and control the wealth. And that through that wealth, talk about the John D. Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all. Through them, there will be a massive distribution and redistribution of wealth in the entire hemisphere of society, as it were. But there's a point I want to make there. As regards to what makes a man comfortable in life, everybody's calling has a capacity to deliver on that.
I see.
Yes. The problem is that many times people are greedy and many times people are under pressure. They want to impress. They want to make a statement that they have arrived. They want to try. And it's usually in poverty-stricken environments like ours, where a car is a testimony. All right? You get a car, is a testimony. We have to make a lot of noise. You don't realize that a car is just a tool of effectiveness.
Abi?
It is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Okay. So it's in our kind of environment where many people are blind, all right, a one-eyed man can make a lot of noise.
Hello, good evening. Are you there?
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Okay, my name is Franklin. I'm looking for many.
All right, Franklin, go ahead and ask your question, please, quickly.
My question goes like this: we are discussing about talent and how upcoming youth can make it in life. I think this is a discussion going on in the city. My problem is this: I want to know the reason why in the music industry there are many people for all this unwanted music. I mean, this is unwanted music, but for gospel music, there is no organization and that has sponsor young coming artists. I don't know why.
If I could answer you, it is as difficult as it is for a gospel artist to get a sponsor as it is for a circular artist. In fact, if you ask me, gospel artists, they have the church. They have the...
except that the church is not performing like the... Okay, let me put it this way.
Exactly.
Let me put it this way. No, the church is non-profit.
It's non-profit, exactly.
Yes, but it is easy for secular artists to get sponsorship because the people who provide the sponsorship are not providing sponsorship because they are Father Christmas, because they are nice, or because there's a business angle to it.
True. But we have some successful gospel artists.
Not some, plenty.
You see?
Plenty. So that brings me back again to this thing I'm talking about. If that's really what you want to do,
it's not
truly, the Church Universal generally, all right, they have their own, like weaknesses, issues, with regards to how they celebrate their own. That's that. But then if you look at it, every path in life has its own peculiar challenges. It's as simple as that. So wherever you find yourself, deal with your own challenges, but succeed at the end of the day.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
What's your name and where are you calling us from, please?
I'm Festus calling from Cross River State.
Go ahead, Festus.
Please, I want to know the difference between career and profession.
Interesting. Career and profession.
Semantics,
exactly.
Okay, so somebody has pursued career to the point where he is a professional.
Okay.
It's simple. Somebody has pursued career to the point where he is a professional.
Okay.
Professional by reason of experience, expertise, and of course qualifications. These are some of the factors that make somebody a professional. Yeah. So it's important that I deal with such questions very straight like that, so that we can move on and say some more things. Yeah?
Okay. So
more questions.
But I just want to get this straight. You, as a professional, you're an expert.
Yes, expertise, experience, and qualifications.
Okay, expertise, experience, and qualifications.
Yes, you can be an expert with experience, don't have qualifications, but yet you're a professional.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Good evening. Talk to us. Good evening. What's your name or where are you calling us from, please?
Okay, my name is Gospel. I'm calling from the Great.
What's your question?
Yeah, please, I was wondering, is there like a career guide in Nigeria for scriptwriters, people that are to move into it?
A career what?
As in, is there any career guideline or regulation or body, something like that for scriptwriters in Nigeria? People that write scripts for movie writers or movies.
So is he asking if there's a career
guideline
for people who want to do script writing?
Yes.
Okay, now it means that you are away, a lot away from the industry even. For you to be asking that question. Okay, so you now understand why I said this thing. It needs for some people it's one-on-one, is a one-on-one matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we'll just have to do the most that we can do on the show. So first of all, you need to find your way into the space of script writers. That way a lot of your doubts will just be cleared, a lot of questions will just get answered on the spot.
You know what, we're going to take this conversation further. Maybe we can make a series out of it, because like I said, this is a conversation that should have started a lot earlier, even in the house, before you even get to secondary school or primary, and then of course harnessed or made perfect in universities, but these ones don't even happen at all. So that's why there's a lot of confusion about it. I mean, when I tell people what I started off with, what I entered school to learn, and how I jumped out of it and then was in a different department, then now I'm practicing something completely different from what I studied. It just tells you that, you are meant to be in a certain care. And just like you said, purpose.
Yes.
I've always been a talking person. So how does a talking person end up being in the health industry? I mean, I never would.
Unless
to talk to specimens, to talk to test tubes. How in the world? But then, obviously, with all the math and everything, they figured
what you said has just answered the questions of many people. This is how to find your natural habitat.
Exactly.
This is where
I'm
to
a
find
talking person.
your career. It's simple. There must be certain things that you're naturally gifted for, and certain things that you just love to do. You're comfortable doing them. Once you find those two that align, that's it. That's a pointer to the career path you're supposed to pursue.
Me, one of the greatest pointers when I got off work, the first job I was prepared for. I had a job waiting for me. Interestingly, when I graduated, I don't like that's gonna come out wrong. I don't like
routine jobs. You mean?
I hate routine. I hate it. if I can't be flexible, even in this place of
we
work,
play for the same team.
In this place of work, my show is okay. I'll just throw it apart. I don't want to do it again. Let's send something.
Dismantle and then reassemble. Yes,
it's got to be different.
Welcome to the club. We play for the same team.
I can't do the same job for 15 years.
Not me.
No. So I never really liked all the government job.
Actually, the point is, I can do one job for 15 years, but I must do it in different ways.
Different ways.
For different people at different places.
You're very right. Thank you very much, Francis. It's always amazing talking to you. You're awesome. We'll probably continue next week, yes?
Okay, no problem.
Right.